Hey, Brandon, guess what? It's another Wednesday. Wake Up Barstool. And we got a great show planned for you today, okay, guys? World Series tied at 2-2. We're talking college ball with Kalani Sitake, Brent Key, and Ross Dellenger. And Stu Feiner gives you his best bets of the weekend. It all starts now on FS1. What's happening, guys? Welcome in Wake Up Barstool Wednesday. We got Brandon Walker, Ebo, Connor Griffin, and the mad scientist, KB, here on the show this morning. What's up, boys? How we feeling? Wednesday,
Great.
Halloween week.
Oh, amazing. Fantastic.
Hump day?
Did you kiss him?
Yeah, I gave him a little kiss.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
I'm a big believer in kissing your bros. On the cheek, on the forehead, whatever. I'm a big believer in telling them you love them. Yeah.
Are you jealous of me or him?
I don't know, actually. But, yeah.
You're a big hug me brother guy.
Hug me, brother. Is one of my favorite things to do.
There you go. Yeah, come here. Okay, come here. Give me a little one.
Early.
Watch.
It's early.
Just right there. Just right there. That's how that is. I think I spilled coffee on your back, all over your back. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's all over your sweater. I apologize. What's up, though, guys?
Brandon.
See, guys? Look, breaking down barriers. Tell your guys you love them. We got a lot to get to today. It's going to be a really good show. A couple of coaches on the show today. Cannot wait for that. Talking a lot of college ball. Brandon's got a brand new bracket for you as well. But we're going to start with Ebo's extra large, teeny tiny baseball segment because the World Series continues to deliver in every single way. The Blue Jays get it done last night. I mean, I got to be honest, I had kind of resigned myself to it, which was wrong of me. I should not have doubted this Blue Jays team, which has been so consistent and showed so much fight. But after the 18-inning marathon game, you lose that. It's so mentally defeating. You're still on the road. It would have been, you had Shohei on the mound. It would have been so easy to come in and not get it done. But Vlad Jr. and the boys find a way, 6-2 winners, and now the series is tied at 2 apiece, and the game is back on, boys.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a tough postseason for the baseball is not marketable people. It's massive internationally. You have superstars overperforming. I mean, we were watching two of the best offensive postseasons in the history of baseball. That is Vlad Guerrero and Ernie Clement. Yep. Two of the greatest hitters in baseball. And also Shohei Ohtani having a top 20 offensive postseason as well. Good for him, but he's not Ernie Clement. He's not Vlad Guerrero Jr. This postseason has been so amazing. There have been so many amazing moments from superstars. You have Ohtani tying the game with home runs, his 3-home-run game. You have all these massive homers from Vlad that seem to erupt stadiums in Toronto and silence them on the road. And I just think that even if you go back to the LDS, you have the moments with Aaron Judge. I think this has been almost a perfect postseason
Freddie
in terms
Freeman
of the
walk-off, by the way.
Freddie Freeman walk-off 2 nights ago. It's been a perfect postseason in terms of the marketability of baseball. I'm having an awesome time.
To your point, Ebo, about the marketability of baseball, I don't know what this does for advertisers because obviously each country is going to advertise to their own citizens, but this comes from Bob Nightingale. World Series TV viewership for the first 2 games, just the first 2 games as well. So it could, it's probably going up as we get deeper into this. The United States, 12.6 million. Japan, 10.7 million. And Canada, 7 million. And that is per game. So it's a bit massive numbers.
That's crazy.
All around the world.
The almost the exact same amount of people in Japan watched as in the United States.
Yeah.
12 to 10. That's
12 to 10.
That is crazy.
And then 7 million in Canada, all cheering for their team, the Toronto Blue Jays. It's great. It's great for the sport, and the series is good. Again, I had resigned myself that it was going to be over. But Vlad Jr. has just been, I mean, his ability to step up when it matters most, what this means to him, getting the big contract, now delivering in this way. And there was a great anecdote about after the 18-inning game, he was the last one into the locker room, and he gets in there, and everybody's got their head down, and he basically told them, like, come on, boys, what are we doing here, okay? They got to win 4 games. They got to win 4 games to win the World Series. This is just 1 game. But like any great leader, it's not just saying that. It's coming out the next night, and on a night where Ohtani looked pretty solid, like we'll get into that, finding a way to turn on that sweeper, put it into the stands, and change the tenor of the entire game.
He legitimately is having, and we need to relish in the moment, one of the 5 greatest offensive performances in postseason.
Oh, like
history.
that's like analytically and statistically
It's
backed
the 5th
up?
highest OPS of any player ever.
Wow.
Barry Bonds is number 1, obviously. 2002, I believe, the run they made. This is minimum 50 plate appearances, but we have to relish in the moment. He has more extra base hits than his dad did in all his postseason career. Half the plate appearances. He's 3 hits away from tying the all-time record for most hits in a postseason that Randy Arozarena set in 2020. It is holistically an incredible performance. He's making plays at first base, cutting down runners at third. It is unbelievable with Vlad Guerrero Jr.
And Ohtani's been great as well. Do you want to add on Vlad?
I was just going to say, related to Ohtani, though, there was a point, that home run that Vlad hit yesterday, to that point, granted, it was him batting, but Shohei Ohtani looked like sensational, as he always does, looked invincible, and then Vlad Guerrero hits the home run off him, and aside from the analytics and the stats and everything like that, I think just emotionally, you gain that confidence now if you're a Toronto Blue Jay, if you're a fan, whatever the case is, because this guy who has looked unstoppable in Shohei Ohtani, you just go yard on him. And I think, as you said, it just changed the entire tenor and the entire vibe of that team.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of like the opening scene of Troy.
Yes.
Where instead of the two armies fighting, it's like, look, your best against my best. And you cut that man down in front of the army, and it's
loosens everybody up.
demoralizing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, in Star Wars, I believe it was the 3rd one, The Return of the Clones. It was when Obi-Wan Kenobi and Chewbacca fought on the
Endor.
I like this fan fiction.
on the Enterprise.
I mean, don't look, if you're going to have Obi-Wan.
I thought we were about to
Chewbacca
pull up
team
footage of Star Wars.
Obi-Wan and Chewbacca fought on the door of the Enterprise, and that is what got them back in the game, right?
And then they walk through the Stargate.
Correct.
Yes.
I've never seen Stargate. I've always wanted to.
Connor?
Okay, so here's
I'm not even acknowledging it.
Here's the conversation that I think that's going to take place about Ohtani today is after that unbelievable reaching base 9 times, 4 extra base hits performance, to come back 17 innings later, was he tired? And yes, there are stuff like, I think like he was 97.5 on average instead of 98.5 on his fastball. There's an element of that, but like, honestly, guys.
He was good enough to win.
He was really good. It was just like the margins are so tight when everybody's this good and when you're facing this Blue Jays lineup.
He made one mistake pitch.
Yeah.
Also, Jim Palmer always talks about how when you're an elite starting pitcher like this, when you're fatigued, the thing you lose is not necessarily your velocity, but your ability to locate your fastball. And I think on the first pitch of the game, he kind of let one ride up and away, and that might have been what happened with that sweeper. He just kind of hung one because he's a little tired, a little fatigued. But
Well, here's the thing, though. We're talking about Vlad. We're talking about Ohtani. What we ought to be talking about is a Blue Jays team as a whole that just won't. They won't listen to reason. They won't go down.
Yeah.
They won't do anything. They fall down in the Mariners 3-2. They fall down in the Mariners 2-0 at home, and they fought back both times. And then they lose an 18-inning game, and lesser teams would quit. Lesser teams would look at Ohtani out on the mound, and they wouldn't bounce back. And the Blue Jays have bounced back the entire postseason, and they keep doing it. They keep doing it. Not only did they win that game last night, but once Vlad hit that home run, they just controlled that game. They just had that game in the palm of their hand and never let it go. It was super, super impressive.
I mean, punch, counter punch, punch, counter punch. This whole series, which has been awesome.
You all right, Kyle?
Yeah, nah. Jay Glazer over here. I have a question, though.
Yeah, what you got?
Is this the first time the World Series will end? The final game will be played outside of America by 2 non-American teams?
Wait.
The Los Angeles Dodgers?
Are fully Japanese. They're American third.
Yeah, that's
Shohei
that's-
Ohtani's
yeah.
stardom has single-handedly thrusted them into being geographically Japanese. Their fan base is Mexican, and the Blue Jays are Dominican.
Yeah. Well, and to your point as well. I mean, LA did open the season against the Cubs in Japan.
It's true.
And it was awesome. It was great.
I think America is not even a top 4 most important nation in this World Series.
Yeah. Wait, well, who's the third behind? Oh, Canada, right? You're saying you have the DR,
Japan, the Dominican Republic, Canada,
and then the U.S.
Mexico.
Okay.
Where's the catcher? The catcher is Alejandro Kirk. He's Mexican.
Okay, there
5
you go.
home runs in the postseason. The Dodgers fan base is majority Mexican.
It's true.
I think America is maybe top 5.
Pretty good. Top 5.
Makes sense.
I mean,
There is
baseball.
a-
I was just saying, baseball in America has kind of reached the soccer status in England, where you started this incredible sport that you were supposed to dominate at, and we're now in the life cycle of the sport where we are falling behind fast internationally.
Yeah, basketball is on the way.
Basketball's an X.
And again, I think this is I think it's a good thing. I think it's a little Ironic, potentially, if I'm using that correctly, that America's pastime would now be the kind of world's present time.
Yeah.
But without it, we don't get Vlad Jr. and Shohei Ohtani doing battle.
That's not what pastime meant.
What?
That's not. You said, well, America's pastime became the world's present time. Pastime was never about the past.
I thought it was like the history of American sports, like it was like America's favorite sport back in the day. That's how I always viewed it.
Right, but America's pastime was called that because that's what Americans would do to pass the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was. No, it's not PASS time. It's past time.
It doesn't refer to the past, like historic past. It refers to just more so the present, what people regularly enjoy to do.
Yeah.
What?
Which is what he said.
What?
You said present time, right?
Right, but he equated it to present time to past time. What you said was sporting.
When I think of
you
the
said, you
sporting
woke us up at
history-
7 o'clock in the morning and said something stupid.
What I think of as sporting history of America, right? Baseball was the end-all be-all.
That is correct.
For decades.
That is not why it's called America's pastime.
Oh, that's hey, you learn something new every day. That's very funny. I wonder. I cannot be alone in this in misunderstanding this distinction. I mean, KB, is he right?
I think pastime is more of a synonym for hobby.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well,
it's America's number
so now
one
it's the
love.
world's pastime.
It was America's number one love for a long time, as far as sports.
Now it's the world's pastime.
Sure.
Kind
What if we
of
just
ruined my
didn't use the
line
word
there. I had a good line, and you kind of just.
But the
stomped all
line
over
didn't
it.
make sense.
I think most did. Oh wow! Look at that, dude!
Diversion.
Unbelievable. Okay, I like learning new things. That's incredible.
And then the sentence they use kind of gives credence to you.
So before you just like a bull in a china shop ran all over me there, the other point I was going to make is this globalization of the sport is a good thing because otherwise we don't have Vlad Jr. and Shohei Ohtani doing battle or all these other superstars that would have never risen to such heights. Like, how do you get to where guys are accomplishing things that have not been done ever or haven't been done in 100 years or whatnot? It's because you are maximizing the talent pool. So the guys that eventually survive the pruning and get to the top are truly the best possible human beings on the planet at playing that given sport. Evo, give us a quick preview about what you think happens next in this series. Game 5 tonight, Fox, 8 p.m.
I think it's really going to come down to if like Trey Savage can get out of 3-4 innings tonight. I mean, this is a guy that pitched in low A this year, and he's pitching in Game 5 of a pivotal game of the World Series in LA. Dodgers still favored -200 to win the series. I think they're still in everyone's mind probably going to win, but let's see what the rookie can do this year.
Yeah, rematch of Game 1, which obviously the Blue Jays took advantage of. We'll see who win it. Right now, as we prepare to welcome on Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key, let's talk a little college football.
Yep.
As the #1 football personality, college football personality in America, Brandon Walker, ahead of the first college football playoff for this year, has given you his first college football playoff. Let's start by revealing what Brandon Walker's first round looks like.
So these are not the rankings as I would have them now. So if you asked me to rank the top 12 now, I would have a different rankings. But this is looking forward into who's going to win and who's going to lose over the next few weeks.
Okay.
And get into this college football playoff. We start with the 12 and the 5. I've got Texas A&M. They are ranked ahead of Alabama right now. I think Alabama's going to win the SEC and beat A&M in the title game. So I've got Texas A&M 5 seed against the 12 seed Memphis Tigers. Now the Memphis Tigers are a placeholder here because that is simply just really the G5 spot, which could be James Madison,
Evo.
Could be the Memphis Tigers, could be Navy, could be a lot of teams.
Why is nobody mentioning Tulane?
You can mention everybody.
I'm just saying, I know the American's going to cannibalize itself, but Tulane has to be mentioned ahead of Navy. I love Blake Horvath. I love Navy, but Tulane has actual Power 4 wins on the resume. I'll put Tulane in there.
Tulane, fine. Boise State, whatever. You've got Oregon and Notre Dame in the 8-9 spot. Now, Oregon is a little tricky. I think Oregon's a little more slippery than we think.
Yes.
Oregon has a trip to Iowa coming up. Oregon has a trip to Washington coming up. They have not looked all that great at all times this year, and the one win they have that propped them up doesn't look as good in retrospect. Notre Dame's just going to cruise to the playoff. Nothing left for them to really do. Ole Miss at 10, Georgia at 7, and they got Georgia Tech, the Battle of the Techs. with Texas Tech and Georgia Tech. I still think Texas Tech is the class of the Big 12, even though they've had quarterback injuries. And then I have Georgia Tech hanging on right there. Now, we're going to talk to Kalani Sitake later.
We'll talk to Kalani, and they're going to Tech in a couple of weeks.
They got at Tech and at Cincinnati in the late season stretch. So I got them kind of going there. That's the first 8. That's your first week of the playoff, and then we go on to my.
Wait, but how did Ole Miss make it when Mississippi State's going to beat them in the Egg Bowl?
I think they're going to get in at 10-2. I think they're going to get in at 10-2.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're going to get in 10-2 with an interim coach, so it's going to be a good accomplishment for them. I applaud them, but after the Egg Bowl loss, I think they will bounce back and be rewarded with a playoff spot. They've had a good season. My top
right,
4
seed
seeds. Seed 4.
It's up there.
The Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I think the Miami Hurricanes had their one blip. And listen, there's other teams in the mix for these spots. Obviously, Louisville is still in the mix and everything. But I still think Miami is the best team in the ACC. I think they'll get back and get into the ACC title game, win it, and they'll be the number 4 seed. My number 3 seed. The Indiana Hoosiers.
Is, dude.
The Indiana Hoosiers, who right now I project to go 12-0 and lose in the Big Ten title game to Ohio State. Now, if they were to win it, they go to 1, and Ohio State goes to 3.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be 12-0, have a great regular season, perfect regular season, and then just happen to lose a conference title game that the result of that game
kind of won't matter.
Won't matter at all.
Yeah.
Won't matter at all
Yeah.
if they're both 12-0. So you drop Indiana at 3, which puts Alabama at the 2 seed. As I project them to be the SEC champ. Now, they're not cruising either. They're in some tough games week in, week out. They didn't look that great against South Carolina. They got a trip to Auburn later in the season. But I still think with the quarterback they have, they're going to slide into the number 2 seed. And waiting for the Notre Dame-Oregon winner will be the number 1 seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
No surprise there. This is a pretty palatable and foreseeable bracket. I would think if we're trying to project forward.
Do you think that one spot is basically just whoever wins the Big Ten at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think there's a chance?
Because I don't think there's
in there?
I don't think there's anything that Ohio State or Indiana have in the last month of the regular season that's going to stop them from going undefeated. And
Michigan?
the only one that's going, no, I don't think so.
What about the Big 12
would be something.
champ? What about the Big 12 champ being behind A&M? Texas Tech.
So I think the Big 12. I don't think everybody in the Big 12 is done losing.
It'll probably be a 2-loss champion.
If you look at the rest of the schedule, like Texas Tech has tough games. BYU has really tough games.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. The Big 12 is a hyper and ultra competitive league, and everybody's about the same. And I just don't think we're done with those big teams losing in the Big 12.
My only concern with Miami being that 4 slot is the ACC is really tricky this year, where we could end up with a Virginia team who has a loss to NC State that is not a conference loss, going to the conference championship game that's undefeated, playing a Georgia Tech team, and then Miami is not even eligible to play in the conference championship game.
So the dominoes need to fall in the ACC a little bit for Miami, but again, it's a month left of the season. I'm not even worried about dominoes yet. I'm just looking who is the best team in that conference. I still think it is Miami.
It's a good point.
Although
on the ACC.
I got Georgia Tech in there too.
And Georgia Tech's in there. And so how appropriate then that coming up on the other side of this break, we're going to be joined by Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key.
Are you accusing me of putting them in there because we're going to have the Georgia Tech coach in a minute?
No.
He's pandering.
No, that is just wildly defensive of you.
Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying.
I should be defensive after your whole pastime rant.
Well, you're the one that got it wrong.
Pastime? Why not PASS? What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. And I'm so excited right now. Of course, my lineage in football would be that of an O-lineman. And right now, if you look at college football, I don't know if there is a more badass O-line friendly coach team, whatever you want to say, than the guy we're about to talk to. And that is Georgia Tech's Brent Key, a man who at Georgia Tech back in the day, 97-2000, a 4-year starter. At a time when Tech was winning, beat Georgia 3 times in a row, 4 straight bowl games, 4 straight ranked finishes, and now returns as the O-line coach, becomes the interim coach, and now undefeated and kicking ass Coach Key. What's going on, brother? How we doing today?
What's up, guys? Doing good. Doing good. You ready for practice here in a little bit, so.
Okay, so take me, and I apologize because it's like the first time that we've been able to talk on air. So I want you to take me back a little bit. I want you to take me back to when you got the interim job, Because obviously coaching's a crazy profession. You're all over the place. You're at UCF. You get to Alabama. You find your way back to Georgia Tech in a position coach role. There's a firing. You get the interim job. And there's a lot of that going on this year. How did you approach that situation and manage to make it so successful?
Yeah, I mean, look, I walked into the room with the guys that night, and once I got named the interim head coach, and walked in and said, "Look, guys, if it doesn't have to do with winning or losing, right, football games, or you guys graduate, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't care about any of the other crap that really doesn't affect outcome of football games. I want you guys to have ownership in this thing, and I want to be transparent and honest with y'all. And y'all will be the same thing to me. And with that comes accountability. I'm going to be, there's going to be discipline involved in this. We got to create discipline. But first, we got to learn how to stop losing football games. Don't worry about winning games. Let's learn how to stop losing games." And kind of went from there. We put full pads on the next day and went out for about 3.5 hours and beat the crap out of each other.
Damn.
Coach Brandon Walker, the #1 college football media personality in the entire world. When you talk about not
Great to meet you, man. It's an honor. Dog, it is an honor, man.
all right,
Get his ass.
all right.
Get his ass.
There you go, Brandon.
You talk about not losing football games. Going a long way towards that is having a quarterback who's tough-minded and who in close games is going to make the right plays and make them all the time. And you got it. Just tell me how important Haynes King is to the operation over there.
Yeah, he is. And we're multiple offensively. We're whatever. I tell the coaches all the time, all schemes, all plays, all calls, right? Everything is personnel driven, right? Yep. We're not going to sit there and put a square peg in a round hole, right? And try to do things that kids are not good at or they don't have the ability to do. And we're going to play to their strong suits. And Haynes has the ability to be a dynamic player because of all the things he can do. Everybody talks about his toughness and the grit and all that, which is, that's pretty evident. But I'd say that for most people on our team. But with him, it's the combination of it all. And look, he's not going to slide because he knows he's not going to get as many yards. He's going to go forward. Every yard counts. He's like a coach on the field. And if he was 6'5", 315, he'd probably be the top 5 pick as a left tackle in the draft. That's just his mentality. He's got the same sweatshirts you have, I'm sure. Decked out in camo sweats, and that's just who he is.
Hey, Coach, Ebo here. I just had a question. Is there a moment you talked about how your goal was to learn how to stop losing football games? Is there a moment that you can point to where it kind of shifted for you in Georgia Tech, where you kind of started to buy in and got the guys to buy in, and now you're 8-0 to start the season?
Yeah, it's been a process. I don't like to use that word as a coach speak, but everybody uses it. It's more our journey, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
All knower. So it's been a long journey, and I believe in being extremely urgent in the moment, but having patience for the long term, and that's hard. And that is hard when you get your butt kicked at home by Bowling Green. Your first year as the head coach, right? To stay true to who you are, to stay true to what you believe in, how you're building the program. But we've had those ups and downs, and really it started, when I was the interim. We won 2 out. We won 2, so we hey, we're not losing now. But now the confidence is overconfidence. It becomes arrogance and entitlement that it's just going to happen. Then we get our butts kicked by, I think, a 1-6 football team the next week. So the ups and downs have made us who we are. You can't waste a failure. You can't look at those things as a loss. Those are opportunities for us to improve and get better. And to this point, the guys on the team and the staff and the coaches, they've all done that.
Coach, this is something that I always like kind of picking the brains on of current head coaches and guys that have been in the profession for a while. You have a team right now that has a culture of kind of toughness and grit. And from afar, you appear like a coach that gets on their ass and like coaches them hard. But you see some coaches nowadays kind of lamenting, well, you can't do that. They're going to hit the portal. They're going to do this or that. How do you I see you shaking your head. So kind of what's your opinion on that? How do you coach the modern player?
I know it sounds stupid, man, but I'm very honest with them. They're very honest with us. And we coach them hard. We practice hard. We train hard in the off season. It's old school now. It's over 1,000 reps of live tackling in preseason and during spring ball.
Damn.
And look, I've been very vocal and outspoken that I believe players should be able to capitalize on their opportunities that, for NIL and rev share, right? And I want these guys to have that opportunity. We're going to put things around them to help them be successful with it. Opportunities to invest, opportunities to do things with that money that, probably they can at other places. But I'm honest with them. And look, when they mess up, we tell them there's punishment involved. There's discipline we're trying to instill. But I do not believe in cowering down. And football's been around a long time. And I've worked for three men really, or played for. And that was my high school coach, Jack Wood, in Birmingham, Alabama. That was George O'Leary and Nick Saban. Right? And all three of them are the exact same when it comes to what's important in football.
Coach, I want to ask about your league. Nationally, we kind of fall in this trap talking about the SEC and the Big Ten, but the ACC this year, whether it's undefeated Georgia Tech or Louisville or Miami or Virginia, you go down the line, there's a lot of super competitive football being played right now. The last month of the season sets up to be very compelling with you guys sitting where you are, with Miami trying to fight back into the title game. That league is way better than anybody gives it credit for. Is that right?
Yes, and Brandon, look, there's a thing. I mean, the ACC's had really good quarterbacks, offensive skill players for a while now, right? And the league still does. The thing I've seen in really the last couple of years is the evolution of teams now really focusing on the line of scrimmage. Right? You want to separate the haves and the have-nots, the guys that are going to make runs in the playoffs. You got to be fortified at the line of scrimmage, offensive, defensive line of scrimmage, and have depth. It's not just the talent you have with that first group. What kind of depth do you have? All right. And the teams in this league that you're seeing have success, I believe, have all been heavily, whether it's invested or their attention to the line of scrimmage and developing that line of scrimmage.
Coach, I'm always fascinated by programs in college football that have super strong identities. And I know when I was growing up, like Georgia Tech had the strong identity of the triple option, and it was the system and everything like that. Sometimes, obviously, programs evolve or they fade away from their previous identities. And I'm just curious for you guys, as you lead this program forward and you've had great success so far, how are you shaping the identity and what do you want the identity of Georgia Tech football to be?
Look, I want our identity to scream off the screen when people watch our games, right? If people watch our games and don't come out of it and say that we're the most physical, tough, disciplined team that they've watched, right, then I'm not doing my job the way I want it to be done. We have the same goal every game. It's not to win the game, right? We have internal goals of how we want to play, right? And with the toughness, the discipline, I want our guys to have fun, man. I mean, these guys work their tails off, the entire season, the entire year for 12 opportunities guaranteed. So when they get in the end zone, when they make a big play, I want them to have fun and celebrate together and create a culture of having fun. Man, look, we get ranked, and I tell these guys, hey, appreciate it, man. Enjoy it. I'm not that guy that's going to say, hey, block it out, turn off the noise. They all hear it. I'm stupid if I think I'm going to tell a 20-year-old kid not to hear things. Of course they're going to hear it. So I've got to coach them up on how to take that information and process it. And all right, now it's up to you to either listen to us internally or listen to what's going on outside. They're not going to not hear it. Come on.
Yeah. No, I mean that's kind of fascinating, Coach, because that is anti-coach speak in a way, right? Like you're right. Like the vast majority of guys sit here and say, no. So I like that you're kind of meeting that head on and saying, hey, let's just deal with this, let's process, let's keep winning football games. Speaking of winning games, this is something we ask most coaches we have on here. What does Brent Key do on a Saturday after, the hay is in the barn, a solid win for the boys on the field? What do you do after the game?
Jimmy Buffett and turkey noodle soup. Am I wrong?
Last week I went home, sat out back. I got home about 5:15, I guess, and put some games on and had a beverage with me. And next thing I know, I woke up. It was dark outside. I'd fallen asleep on the back patio, and the game I was watching, or the games I'd been watching, it was a new game on, and ice had melted. Ice had melted in my glass, and it was time to get up and go inside. But,
oh hell yeah, man!
had to pour some more ice, right?
Yeah, look, man. Hey, y'all put a lot of work in. I know y'all don't sleep a lot. That was a well-earned little respite there in the back porch. Coach, this has been so much fun, man. Y'all are so much fun to watch right now. Keep kicking ass. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And, love what you have done for Georgia Tech football. Absolutely.
Man, appreciate you guys. awesome. Anything you guys ever need from me, let me know.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Jags.
There he is, Coach Brent Key, head coach of Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. One thing I didn't get to there that
Where did Kyle get turkey noodle soup and Jimmy Buffett?
I thought he was going to maybe agree with me on that one. Digging deep a little bit. He just learned a new recipe.
okay, so
Maybe ChatGPT is wrong.
one thing we didn't get to there that Coach Key has done too is the recruiting at Georgia Tech, because it was not a place kids wanted to go, and now it seems to be gaining in steam. All right, coming up next, more Wake Up Barstool. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here at FS1. Grab a coffee. We got Griff-Ins and Outs, where we tell you what you're taking into next week with you and what we're leaving behind.
Worst segment of the week.
Very good. I actually really like it. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, and it's time to talk about a thing that's on the tip of everybody's tongues, and that is the Chicago Blackhawks. That's right, baby.
Connor Bedard hat trick.
Hat trick last night. Let's go,
Patty.
Hawks.
This is our Hawks.
This is our year. We love them. All right, no, it's really time for Connor Griff-Ins and Outs. Connor, take it away.
Thank you. What's cool, what's not? The stuff that we've seen in the past couple days in sports that we want to bring with us into this upcoming weekend and beyond, as well as the stuff that's not cool that we want to leave behind. So my first it's brotherly love.
Yeah.
Brotherly love.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Here we go.
Cam Scadaboo, of course, had the awful, brutal injury against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, had to go to the hospital. And after the game, Big Dom, the Eagles' head of security, went to the hospital, brought him some snacks, brought him some pizza, some cheesesteaks. I believe it was from Angelo's phenomenal establishment in Philadelphia. And people, this is what they do. The media, they like to focus on when Philly was throwing snowballs at Santa Claus back in the Mesozoic era. This is a good thing to point out. This is Philly being nice. Brotherly love. Go ahead, Brandon.
Batteries at
Big Dom doing something for attention?
It's not for attention.
No, not Big Dom.
Probably over, and he was trying to console
Not
him.
Big Dom.
To be fair, do we know, you think Dom leaked it out?
Big Dom believes Big Dom is the biggest celebrity on the
Wait, isn't Big Dom from New York, though? Originally, too? Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a nice gesture.
Who else's head of security? Who else's head of security is making news every week?
We're celebrating brotherly love, supporting your fellow man in a dark time.
A rival.
Brotherly love. He loves himself.
Okay, whatever.
Look, Scadaboo did thank the city of Philadelphia in his tweet after the surgery.
So, we need to see more of this in sports. Ebo's going to keep his mouth shut, I believe, because he has the same thoughts as Brandon. So we'll move on to the next one.
I'm with you, Griff.
My first out, well, T-Bob, you're not going to like this one.
I know what it is.
Let's get the GAT.
Yeah.
Of course, in reference to LSU's viral, famous TikTok that they made in the White House when they won the national championship. Texas A&M this past weekend, they went down to Death Valley. They destroyed LSU.
Yeah.
And then the team played back home. They're doing Get the GAT right in their face. Marcel Reed, he posted this on the TikTok, and it went viral, and it no longer belongs to LSU. This is Texas A&M's dance now.
Disagree. If you want something cool to look lame, let Texas A&M get their hands on it.
I don't know.
The LSU video was awesome, and that was just goofy.
But it's trolling, it's clowning, I think the caption was Marcel Reed saying 8-0, Death Valley still underwhelming.
Yeah. Look, A&M wins today. Absolutely. I mean, they literally chopped the head off your head coach. They stormed your castle and killed your king. That said, this does reinforce the point that the 2019 LSU Tiger football team was the coolest team of all time. If we're talking over half a decade later, and the kids know about it, and the kids are recreating what they did, that's a team that stands test time. Also, the LSU baseball team just did it in the White House as well.
Wasn't as good.
That's fine.
I'm out on it. Until LSU wins.
Yeah, you're out on it because Texas A&M did it. To Brandon's point, I don't even think you know what you're saying.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll move on to the next one. I think
This is getting contentious in here.
This is why
Griffins and Outs are tearing his family
this
apart.
is why I love this segment. My next in, I do think we could all agree on this one.
Okay.
Micromanaging. This is usually viewed with a negative connotation. I think it's really positive here. Carly Ursay-Gordon, who obviously took the reins over as the CEO of the Colts.
Yep.
They're rolling right now. She's not up in a suite boozing or yucking it up with the stuffed shirts. She's down on the sideline. She's taking notes. Oftentimes she has a headset on, so she's hearing what the coordinators are saying. She is all in on this operation. And I'm not saying that the Colts are 7-1 because of her, but it's that pursuit of excellence, the attention to detail. It stems from top to bottom. I love what the Colts are doing right now. Ebo's not saying a word. He's just pointing to Brandon because they're in lockstep on everything.
Yeah, I think me and Brandon agree here. Go ahead, Brandon.
All I will say is just be careful, Carly, because watching the game on the sideline can be fraught with peril. There's risk to watching the game on the sideline. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, wait, lower your hand. Yeah, no, go back to that shot. Go back to that shot. Lower your hands. You can actually see the proof of said peril right there over
We can get to
Brandon's
that
shoulder.
in a second, too. Eba, what do you
Oh, God! Has that been there the whole time?
Yeah, I also worked it into the cold open.
That's what you were holding?
Yeah, that's what I had in my hands. I'm sorry. No, I love this because we started in the offseason, everybody was clowning Carly.
Yeah.
And now, look, man, that's what we always talk about. Football is a meritocracy. Sports in general. You win, you control, we talk about you. And I wish we had a little Carly Ursay down in New Orleans, because right now you got Gail Benson owning the Saints and the Pelicans. Those might be the two worst franchises in their respective sports.
Yeah.
You love an over-involved owner until it goes wrong.
Yeah, when you're
until
winning.
you get a little Jerry Jones.
7-1, you love them.
7-1, you love it. You're on the sideline, you're wearing the glitter jacket, bomber jacket. It's all great right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, you can, in a way, micromanage but still delegate.
Which I think is
Either
what's going
way, I would be happy to see an owner who gives a damn and isn't just sitting back like Dan Snyder used to and just let everything go to crap and be okay because he knows he's making hundreds of
But
millions.
he was, for 20 years, the over-invested owner who wanted to do everything his way and had notes on every free agent signing, whether it be Adam Archuleta or Albert Hainsworth or where you're putting the stadium.
But you don't know.
He was the guy that was
That's fair.
on the sideline taking notes, and look where that got.
Snyder might have been
DC.
a bad example because there's plenty of complete uninvolved owners. Again, we don't know Carly. We don't know Carly's exact style. I'm going to believe in Carly. I'm not going to look forward to the future when it goes wrong. Shout out Carly or say I'm with you, Griff.
All right, perfect. Well, my next out is Jaylen Brown's hairline. I don't know if you guys saw this video. We can't show it, but there was a play the other day where the Celtics were taking on the Knicks. He's getting guarded by OG Anunoby. He rubs his head up against OG Anunoby's white jersey, and there's just a giant splotch of, I'm assuming it's the spray that he put on his hairline. I don't know what it was. But anyway, he took to Twitter. He said, I'm cooked. I need to go on a Twitch live stream. I need to fix my hair. He had a barber. He was calling LeBron for advice. He was looking to book flights to Turkey. He's just admitted my hairline is done. And I thought it was hysterical. And the videos have been great on.
Yeah, I only came across it because I saw Wonton quote tweeting it, inviting Jaylen to Baldstool season 2. Yeah, very funny that he called LeBron asking about Turkey.
Yeah.
Because like LeBron's never publicly, and they kind of still, do they still have beef from the Bronny stuff?
LeBron never really embraced.
No, he never like has admitted to dealing with hairline problems. He's just kind of had it unspoken. So Jaylen putting Unc on blast a little bit.
Yeah.
Messing with him.
The NBA hairline police is like crueler than any communist regime.
Yeah.
Do you know like how mean you have to be to make LeBron James insecure? You remember when Carlos Boozer just spray painted his entire scalp black?
I mean, that's still the all-time best. Do we have a picture of the? We should have it, like the Carlos. That's the all-time hairline moment.
That's what people were comparing it to.
Also, Kevin Durant's had some pretty insane pictures through the years as well, where his hairs looks like Pangea in various forms.
I mean,
splitting up.
They're out there. They're running around. They're sweating all night. They got headbands that accentuate things. Like they're in vulnerable positions to judge their heads.
You know who had good hair? Ben Wallace. God, when he used to just have it picked out. All right, what's next?
My next it's the transitive property.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter the other day. Nikki Smokes, our beloved coworker, and diehard Florida fan, tried to troll Brandon after the Mississippi State loss to Texas. He posted 3 screenshots of box scores. One of them from when Florida beat Texas, another one from when Texas beat Mississippi State, and then another one when Mississippi State lost to Florida.
Yeah.
So if you have the head-to-head win over Mississippi State, A, you don't need to break out the transitive property.
You got the direct property.
And B, you don't know what the transitive property is. But at the very least,
Well, hold on. To be fair to Smokes,
No.
yeah,
this is not the transitive property.
That's not transitive property.
From the Texas perspective, it is. They beat Texas, Texas beat you.
Transitive property
he
is-
just didn't understand. He didn't understand there was no need for the transitive property because you had literally won a head-to-head.
Yeah.
the transitive property still doesn't work.
Yes, it does. Guys, what are we talking about?
Show us the
beat
original
Texas.
tweet. Show us the
Florida,
original tweet.
Florida beat Texas, and then Texas beat Mississippi State. That is a transfer of property. If he had left it there, he could have been okay.
There's only 3 true words in this entire tweet.
I'm no
The first
genius.
3.
I like the fact, at the very least, that he's bringing the transitive property into the fold.
He tried.
For the youngsters at home, go look into the transitive property. It's a very good tool when used correctly.
It's actually the single worst metric with which to try to predict football games.
All right, whatever.
If we're being,
You can't use transfer
And
property.
I think the only people that use it are children and sports fans. Where does it apply
I'm
outside of your
saying in life. I'm saying in life.
How
But
can that
whatever.
be an end?
Hey, listen.
Distribute the.
How is that an end?
It's an in because the transitive property is being talked about.
Kyle, you see this over here?
What, Connor? What are you saying? What are you doing?
No, trust me. I'm going to spit with this one. I'm going to cook here.
Are you going to spit?
My last out.
Transitive property. Yes.
It's parents changing when Halloween is. I know I usually do sports ones.
Yeah.
This one, this is topical. I have to talk about this. For whatever reason, it's come to my attention in the past couple years. Parents or like HOAs, neighborhoods, Facebook community groups, they just don't view October 31st as the day to go trick-or-treating with their kids. They'll say, oh, it's like a little chilly that day. We should go October 29th. Or we should go this
Who's
day
doing
because
that?
of this. I see this. Rome was just on the app talking about this the other day. They go trick-or-treating not on October 31st, as if they're like Julius Caesar, as if they're Pope Gregory the 13th,
Yeah.
as if they're the Mayans and they have control over the calendar.
That's a good point.
It's October 31st. Take your kids trick-or-treating on October 31st. It blows my mind.
It's also on a Friday this year.
Yes.
That's the crazy
perfect
part.
day.
That's the crazy part. We have the one Halloween where you don't have to touch it.
They're viewing it like it's this arbitrary thing. No, it's October 31st is when you take your kids trick-or-treating. Don't bend the rules and say, no, as a neighborhood, we're going to go trick-or-treating on this day instead. No, it's October 31st.
Another excellent edition of Griffins and Alex, and we're out, but we'll be right back in on the other side of this commercial break. That's just mean, guys. The eerie green lighting doesn't help anything. More Wake Up Barstool. Closing on hour 1 next. You want to see something scary? Well, before the season started, we assumed we were going to have a scary, incredible weekend of college football. Alas, what could have been. Sometimes life has a funny way of going awry. This is a tweet before the season about how, like, my wife better not talk to me this Saturday because I'm going to be locked in. Look at all these preseason ranked-unranked battles. But, well, the problem is Penn State sucks. SMU's irrelevant. Arizona State and Iowa State are fine teams, but...
SMU's also fine.
Yeah, they're fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But kind of irrelevant. Would you say irrelevant?
They would need to win this game to really increase their relevance, but yeah.
South Carolina's cratered. Ole Miss is really good. That doesn't look like much of a fight anymore. Kansas State, actually, well,
They're
Texas
fighting
Tech,
back.
Kansas State, sneaky good.
Kansas State's fighting back.
They, the awful beginning led us to kind of ignore them. They've been pretty good lately. That's going to be a good one. Oklahoma, Tennessee, that should still be solid, even if it's not maybe has some of the stakes that we thought it would. And then Georgia, Florida, a Florida team that has cratered. So it is not what it was thought to be, but it's still not bad. You know who has been bad?
Who?
Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
And after Brian Kelly was let go as LSU head football coach, he was spotted at a wonderful local Mexican restaurant, very near and dear to my heart, Superior.
Can I
Eating
talk to
alone.
you about this?
Yeah. Get us a picture. Where's the picture, BK guy?
Listen, Brian Kelly got fired from LSU.
Hell yeah.
LSU people, LSU media, LSU fans, now it's time to leave the man alone. Let the man go get his tacos and his huevos rancheros. Let him go get whatever he wants to eat. Let him get in the car in the parking lot. That shot we had of somebody hanging out in the bushes the other night and showing him getting in his car. And big up, like, we don't need all that.
No,
Why do we have paparazzi
football,
following this man around? He was not good. Let him go. Let him go eat his tacos and move on with his life.
Maybe he's calling the paparazzi on himself.
The thing
Maybe he's feeling like wealth.
The thing is,
Do you think he talks with a Mexican accent when he's in that restaurant?
all-knower choice by Coach BK there. Probably the single thing I miss about Baton Rouge most are Superior margaritas.
Is that good?
Oh. All right, hour 2, Ross Dellenger kicking us off, talking CFB.
That was a good segment.
What's happening, y'all? Hour 2 of Wake Up Barstool. Right now, we're going to visit with one of my dearest friends in the business. a man, Mississippi State guy, cut his teeth. You were at Clarion Ledger, right, Ross? Clarion Ledger to Advocate, and then went national on us.
That's right. Well, Clarion Ledger to the Columbia Tribune in Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, and then the Advocate and Townspeaking in Louisiana, and then Sports Illustrated, and now Yahoo Sports.
Hell yeah, man. And if you talk about college football and being dialed in on college football, and I'm talking about like at the highest levels of the sport, all the machinations, everything that's going on, Ross is the guy that you need to follow. An invaluable, a great writer, but an invaluable journalist as well when it comes to anything news. And with that in mind, I'm going to ask you a little bit of a selfish question to start here, because you experienced the LSU news cycle and the beat firsthand, and the sheer insanity of it, covering part of the Ed O era, Les Miles, everything else. What's the craziest story or the most interesting anecdote that you have heard about the BK coaching drama thus far?
Oh, man. I probably just the fact that the governor called a meeting on Sunday night to sort of finalize the firing, that the state governor would get involved, not just get involved, but actually call a meeting at the governor's mansion with a bunch of donors and board members to sort of stamp his approval, so to speak, on the decision to fire Brian Kelly. And I believe the decision, at least for now, not to pay him or not to agree to pay him the contractual buyout. They're still in sort of negotiations, and I think the governor was sort of part of that. I'll say the other thing that was interesting, T-Bob, and this is not the first time this has happened at LSU, is that during the second half of the game against A&M, when it was all looking like it was getting bad, third quarter, fourth quarter, there were certainly people in the suites, passing around the proverbial like church basket.
Wow. For millions of dollars.
Yes. Do you want to be part of this buyout? So, which happened when Les Miles was the coach as well. I know that happened in the stadium against Arkansas. I think it was Arkansas when they got blown out at home by Arkansas, and that happened. So, only in Louisiana, man.
Ross, hello. Hey, Brandon Walker here. Where next year will LSU be able to bounce back immediately under Lane Kiffin, or do you think it'll take them a year or two?
Well, this day and age, no matter who the coach is, it seems like you can bounce back pretty quickly with your with the roster turnover and the ability to get into that portal and compensate players. Look, I think there's it feels like, Brandon, that Lane Kiffin's going to be coaching like 5 teams next year. I don't know how he's going to be able to do it, but it seems like he's going to be coaching multiple teams. It's clear that a lot of schools want Lane Kiffin. The big hang up to me is, aside from his family, the family situation there where they're all back together in Oxford, and he's made that very clear that, a couple years ago or so when he was offered the Auburn job, he decided to stay because of his daughter and other, of his rekindling of that relationship. Aside from all that, Ole Miss is almost likely going to be playing in the playoff. And will a school like LSU wait an additional 3, 4, 5 weeks to hire a coach until their playoff is over?
Ross, selfish question as well. I'm a Penn State guy. Obviously, we fired James Franklin a couple weeks ago. In a similar spot where Penn State, I don't know if they'd be looking to hire somebody 3 to 5 weeks later, considering all the CFP options out there. But in your eyes, who do you think are the top candidates for that job? Maybe what are you hearing? And I guess now that we are a little bit removed from it, I think a lot of the national media has been deeming it like unfair that Franklin was fired, or wasn't justified. Where do you stand on that whole saga as it played out?
Nobody said that.
No, Nick Saban was on
Nobody said
Nick
that.
Saban was on television saying it was
Nick
unfair.
Saban's not national media. Nick Saban's Nick Saban.
You can't
Go ahead, Ross. Go ahead. Sorry. 2-part question. I apologize.
Don't do the second part. Just do the just give us the coaching candidates.
Well, I know this about Penn State and AD Pat Kraft there. They're not gonna go get like a no-name sort of coach, probably not like a group of 5 sort of coach. I mean, he's gonna try to get the biggest name possible. So I think he takes a similar approach that Scott Woodward, actually LSU's AD, before that A&M's AD, before that Washington's AD, how he handled coaching searches, and it is like getting the top name, the top guy. Now, I don't think that like the top guy in the market right now, Lane Kiffin, is wants to live in Pennsylvania. And nothing against Pennsylvania, but I mean, Lane is pretty much a Florida beach guy, sort of, right? A coast guy. And so I would not think that that he would be a candidate there. So you look at other coaches who are at power conference schools right now, and it's clear who the name is. Everybody's mentioned them, right? It's Nebraska and Matt Rule, and because of their relationship, Pat Kraft, the AD there, and Matt playing at Penn State and all that stuff. But you look at some other people too, like again, power conference sitting coaches that may be successful right now. How, a name people mention is Louisville's Jeff Brom as well, being a movable candidate, or a guy who was at Penn State as defensive coordinator and has done a good job at Duke. They're not having like the best of season. I think they have a better team than they do record right now. They've stumbled in the red zone, but Manny Diaz as well. So you just look at those. It's going to probably be a power conference sitting coach. I would be surprised if it's not. Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri is certainly a name as well. But of course, there's some SEC jobs probably interested in him too.
Ross, I think we have a real unique thing happening right now where Penn State fired James Franklin so early, and then LSU has fired Brian Kelly so early. But if you look at the openings out there, your Virginia Techs, your UCLA's, your Oklahoma State's, your Arkansas's, shouldn't both of those guys be some of the hottest candidates in the country for those jobs? I would think of Virginia Tech, if they could get to James Franklin, would be over the moon excited about that. Like, these guys just went through the shame of getting fired. They just went through the embarrassment of that. And now I think both can be very hot coaching candidates. Like, imagine Wisconsin getting Brian Kelly. That would be incredible for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at James Franklin and Virginia Tech, that what one does make some sense. And you sort of, when I make calls and stuff around the industry, that comes up a lot. And so there may be something there. The issue is there's going to be so many more coaching moves, and there's going to be moves that create openings, and more moves that create more openings. And it's just going to be this domino effect that you wonder if James is going to wait a little bit for something that he thinks maybe he can win more games. A school where he can win perhaps more games. We might see him just kind of wait a little bit, but it must make sense. In Virginia Tech, I think there does seem to be some interest there. So I hear that matchup a lot. As far as Brian Kelly, I don't know that Brian Kelly jumps back into it immediately. He has told people at LSU on Sunday when they were having all these meetings, he made pretty clear that he wants to coach again. Which surprised people there for a variety of reasons, but it did. And they probably should want him to coach again. Yeah. Because obviously this buyout situation is still being negotiated, and it is reduced based on his new salary, whether that's at a coaching job or a media job, because there's thought too that he might, do what Nick Saban's doing in some way and be part of the media as well.
Ross, so as you said, we're due for the most insane coaching carousel we've ever seen, and it's not just the jobs that open up, but the domino effect, the knock-on effects. I'm going to be fascinated to see the fallout, right? I think a lot of guys will get opportunities that maybe you wouldn't expect, and maybe we'll get some new coaching superstars out of that crop. I would ask you this, as someone who is so plugged in and you have things coming across your desk constantly, what is maybe the single most interesting anecdote, or is there a bone, a story you're chasing, something that you're chewing on?
Well, I mean, you're right. This coaching carousel is going to be, and already is nuts. I mean, so we're up to $168 million right now in buyout money for 10 fired coaches. The previous record was $132 million 2 years ago. That included Jimbo Fisher's $77 million, and we're not even to November yet. So we're going to probably barrel through 200 million. So I'm just looking at all the jobs that could pop open, right? All the other buyouts that could be paid. Auburn, Hugh Freeze, certainly one to watch. Florida State, Mike Norvell, one to watch there. NC State potentially
Kentucky
is one where they need some wins down the stretch. Maryland needs some wins down the stretch. Baylor as well. Kentucky. I mean, all these jobs could potentially pop open. So you could have about 15 power conference firings, and then you could have power conference coaches replace those jobs.
Yep.
And have 10 more power conference jobs open. So you're talking about 20 plus power conference jobs open, which we've certainly never seen, I don't think, in the history of college football.
So, Ross, I have a very important question during the break, and I won't repeat what you said, and I won't repeat everything we said, but you were referring to T-Bob's reputation down in Baton Rouge. Can you expound on that for the people? What was T-Bob's reputation down in Baton Rouge? Because what you said was absolutely shocking.
Well, when I look at T-Bob now on the screen, he doesn't look like what he looked like in Baton Rouge.
No,
he's really going through a metamorphosis.
You look great as well, Ross, by the way. You
cocoon to a butterfly. So
we're flirting.
He looks a lot different. He looks good. He looks like a movie star now. He did not look like that necessarily in most of his time in Baton Rouge. But I will say that I've always enjoyed my time with T-Bob in Baton Rouge, whether it was over liquor bottles or beer cans or whatnot. So he's the heart of Baton Rouge. You guys took him away, man.
Is Ross in the running for one of these jobs? He's doing coach speak on me.
No. Look, I mean, if you read between the lines, I'm known as what I'm known as here, a drinker. Somebody who likes to party a lot.
Brandon, our Bulldogs got to actually win an SEC game, huh? They're going to do it.
Yeah, Ross, I know. We're this close, man. We're this close. I was standing there on the sideline the other day, ready to welcome victory, and it got snatched away from us. As you can see, the picture over my shoulder.
Well, and Ross, I wanted to ask you because you are a Bulldog yourself. How did you handle last Saturday?
It's brutal, man. It's been brutal for several years, but this year has been like nothing I've ever seen, right? Yeah. I mean, you think about all the games, Tennessee, in Florida, in Texas. I mean, this is a team that Jeff Lebby has really turned around. I mean, they feel like they could be 7-1, and it's just, man, it's brutal. I feel for the fans there, and a lot of my friends are in the stadium, and everybody's just sort of crushed.
Yeah. Crushed is a good.
But would you agree with this sentiment on the way out that Jeff Lebby's the right guy? Like he's doing a good job. Like I told Brandon, he didn't want to hear it. The pains of today are the foundations of the joys of tomorrow.
There you. Wow. That's a T-Bobism right there. Yes. I mean, I was talking to somebody too recently about well, they're not going to get rid of Jeff Lebby, right? And they're like, oh no, it's clear that, they're turning around the program and they're moving in the right direction. And it's obvious on the field that he's got a much better team than he had. And look, when you have games like they've had and you've been so close, it's going to come back around. Whether it's next season or later this season, you're going to win some games maybe you shouldn't have won. And hey, man, that Egg Bowl, Brandon.
Yep, that Egg Bowl, baby.
Important for the rival school. And you know what happens when a team who needs to win the Egg Bowl almost never wins the Egg Bowl when they need to do it.
Once more into the fray. That's right, boys. Yeah. Let's go. This is some Charge of the Light Brigade Egg Bowl coming up, dude.
I got a month to get myself into the psychotic mind space I'm going to need to get myself into. It's going to be a nasty November.
Guys, again, it's going to be a nasty November all around college football. Like we said, it's going to be an insane offseason. Take Coach Cycle. And Ross right here, you need to follow him. Check out his work. Yahoo Sports does an incredible job, and he is in tune with everything that's going on as anybody in the entire country. Ross, thank you so much, man. It was great to get to do this again for the first time here on Wake Up Barstool.
I know, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, take it easy, man.
First time I've ever met him.
Really?
Yeah, never met him.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Neither have I, yeah.
Me and Ross been
Well, you're
doing-
not a
We
Mississippi
go way
State
back.
guy.
Me and Ross go way back.
Evo
That's why
was
I let you guys chop it up a little bit because me and him.
Yeah, man, we used to have Ross. I
getting
mean,
drinks
we used to do weekly radio hits back in the day. It's cool.
You never did that with me.
All right, coming up next, we are ready to roll. That's right, we got Stu Feiner coming up live in studio. Get it? Studio.
Oh, my God.
Next. Tonight, Game 5 of the World Series is on Fox as Vlad Jr. and the Blue Jays take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Oh, what a matchup, dude. Let's go. And you know why I'm excited, guys? Because we have my favorite, the source, Mr. Stu Feiner, back here in studio, ready to roll. Stu, how we feeling, babe?
Listen, honored, grateful, blessed to be on the panel with the #1 show in the world, Wake Up
Yes,
Barstool. I watch it twice a day. I watch it 10 times a week. I can't get enough of it. Can I just say, first of all, because I was remiss last time I was here, I just want to say, Mom and Dad, I made it. Now, they're both dead. But I just wanted to honor it because I was raised right.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
All right, Stu. So
Yes.
you got us some best plays for over the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
I have some NBA selections.
Okay.
College football.
Okay.
And NFL.
Okay,
And
perfect.
I could touch on Major League Baseball tonight. Now, first of all, totally dead wrong with the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, they are all and more for the LA Dodgers right now. I mean, nobody's going to be surprised right now if the Blue Jays win the World Series.
Yeah, so this is a bit at odds with what we were talking about last week when we had you on.
Absolutely.
So what do you think more than anything else has surprised you about how the Blue Jays have played so far?
Their length of their lineup, it's incredible. I mean, every single person can hit, whether it's power, whether it's a punch and Judy, whether it's to extend the pitcher to 10, 12 pitches. Everyone sees what they do, and they're very clutch and very determined, and they have really no fear. I mean, they're playing with no fear right now. So Dodgers got they got a handful right now. It's the Dodgers to lose, but if the Blue Jays can upset them, like we spoke about last week, be the fourth biggest upset in Major League Baseball history. Wow. And and again tonight, I mean, I'm looking at my notes here. I mean, I'm leaning toward the Blue Jays. I mean, it's a big number. And I don't see how you can't take the number with the Blue Jays.
So this is kind of interesting, though, right? Because I know it's a Game 1 rematch, but it's Blake Snell going against a rookie. A guy who was, as Ebo said, in single A earlier this year. So it's the lineup pushing you Blue Jays here?
I mean, he's pitched phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look like a rookie to me.
True.
I mean, he's matching pitch for pitch with maybe arguably the best, player pitcher ever, Blake Snell. I mean, he's been unhittable, but I love this kid, Yasavage. So I love him, absolutely love him. So
Hell yeah, man.
I think it's Pick'em tonight. Great World Series, just great, stunning, shocking. I mean, ratings must be through the roof.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge in America, they're huge in Japan, and they're huge in Canada. Baseball's winning right now.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's go through some college football. I went to the marquee games. Out of everything, I think my best bet's going to be Tennessee over Oklahoma. I think we lay that number all day. I think, like you spoke about, Tennessee's loaded. I mean, they are a very good team, and they can put 50 on anybody. I think they'll bury Oklahoma here. I also love Utah. Minus the points against Cincinnati. Number 24, Utah, laying 8.5 to number 17, Cincy. So I love that Utah's 24, a big favorite. I think they're telling you the winner here. I think Utah will blow Cincy out. In a really, really good game, too, I love Vandy. Love Vandy over Texas. I think Vandy is just too powerful here. I think, although Texas is 20 and they're a favorite, which normally means I would be going with that side, I'm not here. I think Vanderbilt they're just too good. Well, you used them earlier. Yes, go.
So my thought process with this game is Texas is Arch is starting to play a little bit better, but more important than that, do you know when the last time Texas played at home was?
No.
It was like September 20th or something
Let me
like
look
that.
this up.
Wow.
They haven't played at home in like 5 weeks. They've been doing this on the road. They got 2 straight overtime wins on the road. Now they get to go home against a Vanderbilt team who's been at home for a couple of weeks. Like, I think this is going to be kind of a
September 20th.
shock to the system. Texas hasn't played at home in over a month, and they finally get to come home. They're still technically alive for the playoff. I think that Texas is very dangerous in this spot.
Okay.
Diego Pavia, though, man. I mean, the guy's a gamer. Like, the gap between him and Arch is just so big. So, Stu, you're saying this is normally a stinky line that's almost an autoplay, but you believe in Vanderbilt.
I believe in Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Love their quarterback, love their whole energy and their confidence. I would take the number with Penn State, taking 20.5 points. I mean, even Penn State's season's been a disaster. I think there's value here. I don't think Ohio State's looking to put a 50 spot on Penn State. I just don't see it, and I don't think it's going to happen. So I like the points there.
Brand new offense at Penn State's rolling out, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Installed it in the bye week. Watch out. Watch out for the Knicks.
I got leans here on Michigan State plus the points against Minnie. Arkansas minus the points against Miss State.
I'll kick you in the fucking cheek.
Michigan minus the points against Purdue. Virginia minus the points against Cali. NC State. Excuse me,
mark it
Georgia
up,
Tech
KJ.
minus the points against NC State, and that wraps up my college card. Now, tonight in the NBA, I got 5 pieces, 5 leans.
Okay, good.
We'll take the Nets plus 7.5 against the Hawks. We'll take the Jazz plus 2.5 against the Trailblazers. We're going to lay the Mavs minus 6.5 against the Pacers. The Bulls minus 5.5 against the Kings, and the Cavs minus 4.5 against the Celtics.
Hey, Stu, how help me out here.
Yes,
how
sir.
do you, because you've been doing this for 40 years at this point, maybe more. How do you stay on top of every single sport? Like, how do you have plays? Are these systems? Are they sources? Like, how do you stay on top of knowing so much? I mean, we're in the sports equinox, Stu. Every single sport in the world's going on right now. What is your system?
My forte is not knowing X's and O's. Matter of fact, I stay away from it. I don't focus on the great players on each team. I don't focus on the schemes. Means absolutely nothing to me.
Okay.
I focus strictly on the line, how the odds maker made the line. Is the odds maker telling you the winner just looking at the line? Is it an overlay or an underlay? Meaning, is it such a big favorite, you're like, too many points, or is it such a small underdog, you're like, wow, something stinks here. And I look where the sharp money is bet. So those are my only indicators. So everything else is noise. Everything else is noise. Injuries, noise, means absolutely nothing. Key injury affects the outcome of a game? Absolutely not. The odds makers already have buffered that line to make it perfect. So that's what I do. Against the grain, against the public, normally picking underdogs, but also looking where the sharp money is.
Okay, and so that's interesting. So like you said, a lot of the info's already filtered through by the time you get there, and then you're just looking for the maybe where there's a little softness, a little opening where you can sneak in and play it.
Correct. The odds maker always does his job. That line is an excellent line. And then I want to see where the sharp money comes in to say they got an edge. Half a point might be an edge. A point might be an edge. And it's 30 minutes before post.
Oh, really? That's when you place. That's when you place all your bets.
Correct. Like, so these are like dart throws right now.
Interesting.
But but we give the men and women what they want. You want some beef? I gave it to you.
Speaking of beef, Stu, I've been told. Did you have a pretty good dinner last night?
Oh my God!
What was on the
it was me, Mincy, and Sandy. We ate at Steak 48. Of course, Mincy, free meal.
How do you just?
Bill was 1,000.
How do you subsidize?
Did Mincy go into his pocket?
No.
Does he even have pockets?
No.
The check came, and he said, "I got to go to the bathroom."
Why do you subsidize this guy's life?
He's
Guy
like
only eats out on Tuesdays when you come to town.
He's like everyone's guest.
He's your guest.
He
is
is.
my
He's
guest.
the best.
Listen,
He identified you as a mark early. He identified you as somebody who's going to go out to a nice meal every Tuesday and somebody who's going to pay for it every Tuesday. And he is wearing you out.
and you want to feel even sicker? I'm paying for him tonight too. It's Tuesday. We're going to an amazing restaurant. Hasn't been decided yet, but Mincy's not paying again.
Is it just understood that when you come to town, he's going with you?
Here's what I understand. People hate him, but I love him. Rightfully, people hate him because, like,
When are you gonna start
he's
hating
a
him?
leech. Guy is a leech. No, listen. You don't pick who you love.
Yeah. I love him too.
Your heart is your heart. I love the guy.
I love him too.
I mean, he's pathetic.
He's costing you more money than your kids.
He's sad. As a human being, he's really unreliable, untrustworthy, has no redeeming value. But he's my leash. And I love you, Ben. And you will not be paying tonight.
Oh, see, man, look, man, we all have a Stu Feiner in our lives. That's incredible. Wait, so, but what'd you get last night? What was the order? Tease me a little bit. Wet me up a little bit.
I had a shrimp cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
I had eggplant rollatini.
Mm-hmm.
I had linguine white clam.
Oh.
I had a ribeye.
Oh.
I had mashed potatoes.
Oh.
I had 2 cappuccinos with extra shots of espresso in them.
Yep.
I had a yellow sponge cake.
That checks out.
And I had a lemon sorbet.
KB,
and then I asked for a fleet enema, and I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, KB,
Shut up, fleet enema!
KB, what's your reaction to hearing Stu's entire meal? Do you think you could take that all down?
This was yesterday.
This was last night between 8:15 to 10:15. Last night, 2 hours.
Okay.
I peed twice and I pooped twice.
And you burn these calories too, correct?
When I'm exercising. Right now, I'm a piggy. I'm 198.5. I haven't exercised in 6 weeks. But I was doing 70 a week. Yes.
Would you say you
and
are?
I stated for the record, by the way, can I explain? Anybody that ever knows that we know each other, they go out of the way to say to me, you can't believe how great of a wrestler he was. Literally, they just spit it. They drop it. And I say, but you don't realize, when I was in 7th grade and you were in 7th grade, I would have pinned you. Listen, I was in the quarterfinals in 7th grade at Nassau Community College. I wrestled against 9th grade. I peaked in 7th grade. I peaked. So 7th grade on, let's say, June 1st, it might have been Jim Brown, Jesse Owens, Stu Feiner. Greatest at every sport. Then, June 2nd, I was a has-been. It was horrible. I was great at everything.
Honestly, I believe you.
Wrestling, 7th grade undefeated wrestling. Listen, I want to say something to you. I went to wrestling camp in 6th grade and 7th grade for 4 weeks each summer. Ruined my summer. Couldn't eat. So don't think you could beat me in 7th grade. Now, June 2nd of 7th grade, if we were equal, maybe. But not June 1st. You'd be on your back. That's all you'd hear.
I'm starting to believe you.
Matter of fact, if I wrestled you in 7th grade, June 1st, prior, you may never have wrestled. So thank the holy gods that you never wrestled me.
The June
you wouldn't
1st
be.
loophole.
I got so scared right there.
I don't know how to respond to this.
Jim Thorpe, Deion Sanders, Stu Feiner. In June 1st of 7th grade, that'd be 1973.
Yeah.
I was everywhere.
Where were you, KB?
7th grade?
73.
1973. You weren't born yet.
You were swimming around in your daddy's testicles. Okay?
Weren't born yet.
Stu was out here dominating the. Where are you from, Stu?
Farmingdale, Long Island.
He was dominating the Long Island
Grew up in
wrestling
Brooklyn.
market.
Brooklyn, shout out 1-year-old to 10-year-old Brooklyn, shout out. Then I came to Long Island. I might have been the first Jewish person they ever saw.
There you go. Look at that, breaking down barriers.
There was no Jewish people. All Jewish people in Brooklyn, no Jewish people on Long Island.
You had to be the best 7th grade Jewish wrestler as well then.
From June 1st prior. Yes, I was unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go, guys.
I was unbelievable.
Stu Feiner, the source. This is Bar Stu. We love him. Check out Barstool Sports Advisors, everything Stu does. He's giving you incredible plays all the time. Ready to roll into another segment right here. See you soon. Thank you, Stu. You're the man, baby.
I love you. God bless you. Have a great week.
Halloween needs to get past us.
I love this music that we've been
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, where we have fun every single morning talking about sports and pop culture and shenanigans even.
I got to be honest, guys. Little look at the sausage making. I was in the bathroom during the break. I don't know what we're doing this segment. Take it away, Brandon.
It's about me. All right. First of all, I went 2 months without cussing on the show. It's a personal best. I was very proud of it, and then Stu Feiner showed up. So that's his fault, not mine. But I looked last night. I came up with my college football playoff bracket that we already did earlier in the show. And then I was looking at it. That's 12 teams. And then I think right now, the number I came up with as far as Power 5 teams, just Power 5, Power Four teams that still have a mathematical chance to make the playoffs. 27 teams.
Wow.
I believe still have a chance if everything breaks right to go. Now, in that number, I think probably like 12 of them, maybe 15, still have legitimate chances to do it. But I think there are some teams that are already dead. They just don't know it yet. And those are the teams we're going to celebrate right now. Teams that still mathematically look like they're in it, but they're not in it.
Wait, so you're telling me that right after bemoaning Halloween, you want to do a Halloween-based fun segment? All right, I'm in. Let's do it, you son of a gun.
My first team, the team that is gone, that is their season is pretty much done, is toast. But they don't know it yet, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma Sooners just looked bad at home against Ole Miss the other day. Ole Miss doesn't have a great defense, and Oklahoma took too long to get going, and Oklahoma couldn't stop them. That defense they have that we thought was great, not really that great. They've still got some big games. They got at Alabama coming up. They got lucky that Missouri got an injury, but they closed the season with LSU. Like, this team's going to lose at least 2 more times, and their season is over. They don't have the right coach at Oklahoma.
It's over sooner rather than later.
Oh.
Are we doing puns?
It's over you.
The USC Trojans, their season is done. They still have Oregon left on the schedule. They still have Iowa left on the schedule. This is not a team that's going to show the toughness in November to be able to outlast everybody. They already have the 2 losses. A third and a fourth are coming very, very quickly. And I think for all the jobs we're talking about, we are not far from talking about Lincoln Riley perhaps losing his job at USC. More teams, the season is over. I believe I've got Utah on the list. Utah is a team that just hasn't really put it all together, and I might have skipped one. But
you have, okay, hold on.
Somebody tell me the order back here.
Michigan. What about Michigan? Dave's school.
The Michigan Wolverines, their season is over. Every time you think they put it back together, they just lay a stinker. They lay an egg. They look terrible offensively. They look like the quarterback has never played before, and the coach/offensive coordinator just can't figure it out. And this is the year. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. Dave's going to clip this, and he's going to say, Walker, he's going to do all that stuff. No chance Michigan beats Ohio State this year. There's your clip, Dave. Have fun with it, but not this year with a freshman quarterback.
Not this year, you bum.
Utah is next. Utah is a team that has been this close, just never really quite put it together this year. I just don't think, boy, we're going to talk about Kalani Sitake in a minute. We're going to talk to Kalani Sitake.
Yep, can't wait.
But the Big 12, the November setup in the Big 12 is
gonna be
crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing everybody. Like the ACC, we're going to figure some things out because not everybody plays everybody. Like Georgia Tech doesn't play, Louisville, doesn't play. So, but in the Big 12, they're all playing each other. They're all going to figure it out. Texas Tech still plays. They have
BYU.
BYU.
Yeah, they have
BYU plays Cincinnati. They play Texas Tech. Like all these teams are going to clash, and I think Utah's season is already finished. Texas. I saw this up close and personal. It's just not that good of a team. They were the preseason #1 team, and now they have got 2 road overtime wins in a row against 2 of the worst teams in the SEC, Kentucky and Mississippi State. They come home. I do think they have a chance to beat Vanderbilt, but they're not winning at Georgia. Not going to do it. And a 3-loss SEC team has no shot this year, none whatsoever, because I think there's going to be a 2-loss SEC team that doesn't make the playoff. And the last one is Missouri. And this is a team that I picked to go to the playoff in the at the beginning of the regular season. I thought Missouri would be really good, and I was right. But it's over. They've lost both quarterbacks for the season. Yeah. They're down to their 3rd-string quarterback. Yeah. They mentally were weak against Alabama. They couldn't do it on the road against Vanderbilt. Drink is, who knows? Is he going to Penn State? Is he going to Florida? I don't think he's going to be at Missouri next year. I think not only is the season over for Missouri, I think this program resurgence could be over for Missouri.
Oh no!
That's just what I'm hearing from my people.
Wow, a grave for today and a deeper, darker grave for tomorrow.
You think it's time for USC to wrap up their season?
Is this a?
Yes, it is. Don't.
It's a pun.
Yes, it's.
All right, we got to go to break. Kalani Sitake, BYU head coach, coming up next.
That's exactly what you think it is.
Here on Wake Up Barstool.
I'm surprised you didn't make it.
Oh, God, it's a Trojan thing.
Yeah.
Wow. It's been. That had like a little bit of Inspector Gadget sort of.
It did.
Inspector Gadget.
Another day, Gadget.
Whoa.
Isn't that how you sound?
You know we're on the air live, right?
Are we back from commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool. Hey, what are we doing for Halloween, boys? Big plans this weekend? What's going on?
What are we not doing?
What are we not doing? Like, what do the young people do during Halloween nowadays, huh? You gonna wear something a little scandalous there, Connor? Show off your cleavage and go out and about, go drinking and dancing?
Maybe. Well, first, I want to say this on air, so we lock this in. I am going to Mark Titus's house, and I am going to be handing out candy at his house. I'm going to do the early shift there, and then I will be going to a bar promptly afterwards. I think I'm going as Ron Burgundy this year. I think that's going to be my costume.
That's great.
Yeah. So
That's great.
might interview some people.
KB, what's your costume?
I'll be at a wedding, so I don't know, maybe I'll wear 2 ties or no ties.
Oh.
Is that fine to wear no tie to a
Yeah, I
wedding?
think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't like what it does to my neck.
A tie, you don't like what a tie does to your neck.
Yeah.
I think I find that ultimately what you wear to a wedding is irrelevant. No matter how self-conscious you feel, nobody's really looking at you throughout, compared to the bride and groom.
No one's judging the fabric of your suit.
No. Even, maybe this is just from the South where a lot of guys will just show up in camo and jeans and boots.
Fishing shirts.
And fishing shirts, but ultimately maybe the rules are a little more
Fishing
lax.
shirts are high fashion in the South.
All right, we'll get back to this Halloween conversation.
Look at this
in a few
backdrop.
seconds, but yeah, man. We're about to talk to one of the hottest coaches in all of college football right now, guys. That is Coach Kalani Sitake. Coach Sitake, what's going on? Cannot thank you enough. I've been talking about BYU a lot. I got a lot of questions. Coach, what's up, man? Thank you for waking up with us.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, guys.
Coach, I want to start here. So I'm an LSU fan by trade, and what I've witnessed there is a culture that has fallen on hard times. And what I've been celebrating the last couple of weeks on all of our shows is y'all's culture. Because right now at BYU, and you have a lot of talent, don't get me wrong, but you are the ultimate sum of the whole. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts sort of program, where every single year it seems like y'all overperform expectation. You play hard, everybody's bought in, it's mistake-free football. How have you managed to build that in Provo?
Well, I think the key is just allowing these young men to be part of something bigger than just themselves. And when you just think about yourself as an individual, you can only go so far, but together we can accomplish a lot of great things. And they have to trust each other. That stuff is earned. It's not just given out. And so if I expect these young men to perform at that level, then I need to be willing to trust them, and I need to be willing to give them some autonomy and have some ownership in the program, and then just they're capable of getting it done. So I've been really proud of this team, of the leadership and the young men in this program. And I feel for all the other programs that are without coaches right now, my thought goes to the seniors that have put so much into that program for so many years, and now to end it that way, I think is really difficult when they're making a change in the middle of the season.
Coach, hey, Brandon Walker, #1 college football media personality in the entire universe. Good to meet you. I look around the country, and you guys, last year you were undefeated for most of the season. This year you're 8-0. You're ranked number 10. But it seems like across the country we have an epidemic of either media people or casual fans not believing in BYU. And I'm going to put my hand up. I don't know that I have believed in BYU as much as I should have. What would you say to those people who are late to the bandwagon of believing in your football team?
No, I get it. I think even for me as a head coach, I'm more focused on what we can control as a team. The narrative that we have is that we control what we control, and can't really go out there and talk about what other people are doing and what they see in us. But I think for the most part, we're going to be judged on what we do in those 60 minutes in the game. And I just want these guys to enjoy it, man. And whatever people think of us, I think eventually they'll start to see some of the things that we do that are great, and some of the things that we do that are very efficient and works really great for a football team.
And Coach, there's a level of consistency that y'all have achieved in your tenure that is to be celebrated and to be lauded. And it seems like you can survive seemingly anything. I mean, even down to a poorly timed, really unfortunate quarterback change that happens in the middle of the offseason. I mean, Retzloff leaves. All of a sudden, this freshman and Bear Bachmeier comes in. He becomes, I believe, the first ever true freshman to start a season opener for BYU, and he's just getting better and better and better. When did you start to know that maybe you had a guy in Bachmeier?
Well, I mean, we saw something special in him right from the beginning, and his ability just to learn and to study, to get better every day. And, I've mentioned it before, he's a learning machine. So when you have a young man that has great work ethic and comes from, looking at his older brother that played, Hank Bachmeier, did some great things when he was a true freshman. So it makes sense that this guy's been around it before and understands the ball. But my role as a head coach is just let these guys have fun. When it all comes down to it, it's still a game that we all love. And if we're going to, get them to perform at their best, they need to go back to when they remember it being a fun thing and enjoyable, and not really so worried and stressed out about the outcome or the end result.
Dumb question, Coach, I'm sure has been addressed before. How do you end up in 47?
That's that's the number that he wore when he was in Little League growing up, and he played linebacker and running back, and then it just happens that he could throw the ball too, and he just wanted to keep that number. I like it. I think it looks really nice. Then you have a name like Bear, you better be tough and be able to back it up. And I think he does all those things, and I like that he's given some number. It's a little bit throwback, and I think it's really cool.
Coach, we had Brent Key on in the first hour, and I asked him pretty much the same question I'm about to ask you, but nationally, it's usually the conversation focuses so much on the Big Ten and the SEC. The Big 12 is a fascinating conference this year. It is a conference where every single week you better bring it or you're going to get embarrassed, whether it's the Texas Techs or the Utahs or the BYUs, the Cincinnatis, just on and on and on. Talk about your conference and this November that we've got set up. You've got 2 gigantic road games coming up, and I'm not even talking about this weekend. You got a big game this weekend. Like, you got all these big games, but you got Texas Tech later. You got Cincinnati later. This conference is crazy right now.
Yeah, you look at the teams that have won the Big 12 championships. There's been different teams for the last 5 years, and so the parity is unbelievable. I mean, even last year, you look at the preseason, the preseason rankings, or what they were predicting was that Arizona State was going to be last, and they ended up winning the conference. So everybody has a chance here, and well-coached teams with great fan bases, and so you look at the parity in the conference. Nothing's easy, and so you got to earn it all. And I'm so honored and proud to be part of this conference, and really looking forward to our next game. And we just got to focus one game at a time, and then we'll see how it all looks by the time we get to December.
Coach, I want to ask you kind of a personal journey question. Obviously, you played for BYU, fullback, tough, and then in coming up in coaching, you end up kind of climbing the ranks at Utah before the Oregon State stop, and then the head job back at BYU. What was it like finding yourself kind of across enemy lines there, and then eventually getting what I assume to be a bit of a dream opportunity here?
Yeah, I had the honor of playing for the legend LaVell Edwards here at BYU, and then during that time, my older brother was playing at Utah, and we had great relationships with our rival team. And Kyle Whittingham played here at BYU, and so when I had an opportunity to get a job there and get hired on with Kyle Whittingham in his first year being head coach, I was able to learn quite a bit from them, and just really see things from a different perspective, even in a rivalry game. And I actually enjoyed my time there, and I realized that there's, even in rivals, there's great people on both sides. And for me, it's been an honor. I learned quite a bit from Kyle and LaVell Edwards, and hopefully here as a head coach, I'm just trying to do my best to do what they've done at their programs. And the culture here is what LaVell did for me when I played. And guys like Andy Reid and Steve Sarkisian, those guys grew up in this system. And so it makes sense that if we can just keep that culture going, that it should work like it did in the 80s and 90s, it should work in our time too.
Well, and it does, Coach. I mean, again, I think culture is at the core of what you built, the consistent success that you've built. Now, in terms of looking forward, obviously undefeated, top 10 in the country. What are your kind of principles or your goals, or what are you preaching to this team about how to finish here?
Yeah, we've been talking about it this year quite a bit. Just to stay humble and stay hungry, and just focus on what we can control. And usually when it comes down to it, there's no great great scheme that's going to make it work. It comes down to hard work and being tough. So if we want to do things, we want to be where we want to be at the end, it's going to take some sacrifice and a little bit of pain and being physical. We understand that, and we know that's easier said than done. We're just looking forward to the opportunity and the chance to just make it work and do it week to week. But every day we're just grateful and have this just attitude of gratitude and being really happy and thankful for where we're at. I want these guys to appreciate where they're at right now and remember all those that sacrificed to get them where they're at.
Attitude of gratitude. I think I'm going to have to steal that, Coach. I absolutely love that. Coach Kalani Sitake, BYU head coach, undefeated, having a massive season again. Coach, cannot thank you enough for joining us this morning, and best of luck with everything going forward.
Thank you for the time, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I mean, just a legend, dude. Perfect.
They have a bye week this weekend, don't they?
Yeah. Bye, and then Texas Tech.
I knew I misspoke as soon as I said it, and not one of you stopped me.
I didn't think. Did you? I thought I took your question to be more as like going forward.
It was going forward. Then I said, I think you have a big game this weekend, but they have a bye.
2 weeks.
okay.
2 weeks.
It's fine. It's fine. Their next game is big, is what I was trying to say.
Yes, it is a massive
By the way,
game.
are we ever going to tell these coaches about the Wake Up Barstool curse?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't even think we've really acknowledged the
Did
audience.
Summerall lose the week that he came out?
Every single coach has been on.
I think maybe one. I think maybe the first one.
Brett
but I wanna
Bielema.
say
But hey, they have a bye this week.
Joey McGuire.
There's no matchup this week. Yeah.
the last 4 coaches, I believe, have fallen.
Dillingham.
If Brent Key falls at NC State, we got a bit of a problem. Now, Lanning came on during a bye, right?
Yeah.
So heady play by Sitake.
Yeah, he's good.
Staying on top of everything here. But I loved Brent Key. I love talking to him off air. I love talking to him during. Coach, we need you, bro.
Tricky spot.
We need you, bro, because it is a tricky spot. Yeah. It's an NC State team that still has like a puncher's chance. It's on the road. Wolfpack kind of good for one of these a year. Yeah, CJ Bailey's good. Come on, Brent Key. Come on, Tech.
Kyle, birthdays?
Birthdays today.
Thought you would already have that.
Hey,
Give
guys,
me
by
a
the way,
sec.
The Internet Invitational dropping on Mondays and Thursdays, of course. The tragic news of Beef's passing, but it is a celebration of golf and what Beef loved the most. So make sure to check that out.
Well,
Birthdays?
Birthdays kind of feel stupid now.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's here's the deal, man. This job is about finding escapes from the travails of real life.
You're right.
And I think that everybody that listens or has ever been a part of this business understands that and celebrates that.
Yeah.
Birthdays?
Bob Ross,
Hell
Winona
yeah.
Ryder, Pol Pot, and Big Puffer.
Oh.
And Andy Dalton.
Big Puffer?
Who's Big Puffer?
He's a YouTube star.
Oh, yeah. Big Puffer.
I
Hell
don't
no.
know Big Puffer.
No spaces, one word.
I love Big Puffer.
You don't know Big Puffer.
I do know. He's a YouTube star. He's great. He has like millions of subscribers.
Give me one more adjective for Big Puffer.
He's a larger guy, and he does prank content. Not my favorite content, but I'm still a Big Puffer fan. I'm a Puff master.
He's an Indian dwarf.
We'll be back tomorrow with more Wake Up Barstool. Is that true?
No.